One.
Good morning and welcome to episode 148 of Down to Dirt. You can find us here on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to Doug and get The Athletic for $1 for 6 months. I am Luke, joined this morning by Andrew. I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
Slam through.
Tyler.
Just sit there and
And Jay. It's Jay.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Simply the Steph.
Simply the Steph.
That
Yeah,
was you.
I've hit that song a couple times.
I was gonna say,
over the
I remember
years.
this.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the song in my head.
Yeah.
That's the one I wake up
I get
to
that.
every
I get that.
morning. That's what gives me my confidence.
That's
That's my mantra. That song is my mantra.
You know what I am today? Simply the best.
Better
Than all the rest.
all
Dang.
the rest.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
Damn, right. What an arrogant way to start your day.
Better than I do that to my wife. I roll over.
Better than you.
Better than you.
Children? Better than y'all.
than
Nora.
you.
Better than you, Quinn.
You think that the Thunder are pointing to every team in the Western Conference and saying that?
Hey.
Pressy is every team.
They deserve it.
Better than you. I'm better than you.
So I was talking a little about this yesterday. There has never been a season, in theory, as the Thunder move into the regular season. There's never been a season where the Thunder came into the season as the number one projected Western Conference team, let alone probably top 1 or 2 title contenders. Like the only other years you could think of would have been following the championship year, but they had traded Harden. So maybe they were up there until, the mid-October.
Yeah.
But you also always had the Heat, the Spurs.
Yeah.
That would have been always, and then the Warriors in 16, obviously, when they were.
Mhm.
So just the expectations, and some of that is, for me, is a little bit not overwhelming, but it's like I want to temper those expectations, but I don't know why anybody would feel the need to temper the expectations. They're a 57-win team, number 1 seed in the West.
Yep.
And just literally added the perfect 2 complementary players to fill the gaps that they had on their rosters.
In theory.
In theory.
We'll see.
It's true.
I remember feeling really good when we got Carmelo.
I've never felt like this.
Not see,
It
this
did feel really good.
it felt
was
really
fun.
good.
It felt
It
really
felt good
really
at the time.
fun.
It was like we're winning.
But at the same time, you still had the KD-led Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Like there was always that
That's true,
team
that's
that
true,
was
that's
like,
true.
it doesn't matter.
We
Your
never
whole
felt
goal is to
like-
be number 2. This is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
To me, this doesn't. To me, I don't know what this feels like yet. Because, yes, we've added these people. Then
you should listen to the last 30 minutes of Wednesday's podcast.
Well, but I just
Alex will help you make it feel how it needs to feel.
I need to. But
And
it just
Andrew,
doesn't
too.
feel. It doesn't feel. It just doesn't feel it yet because I just don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Alex Caruso. I haven't seen a lot of Hartenstein to know oh, this is what we're getting. I had seen and knew a lot of Carmelo, so I kind of knew what that was.
That's fair.
This is not. So I just
Yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that
And I
the
think
simplest test for me, and I know that the conference, both sides have changed a little bit because of different additions over free agents and all that. But if you simply shifted, if you took this roster,
Keep using the word simply, and it just
I
makes me
know.
think of.
Simply.
Sorry.
If you're just simply the best, you're the best.
yeah, thank you. But if you took this roster, like the 2024 version of these people,
Mhm.
and put them in the playoffs with the Thunder,
Mhm.
all I'm saying is replace Giddey with Hartenstein and Caruso.
Mhm.
This team is playing the Boston Celtics in the championship without question.
Without question.
I mean, you're replacing Giddey with Caruso and Hayward with Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
You're a
Hayward.
little. You're a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bit
You're
better.
literally better than all the rest.
You're simply the best.
Yes, it's easy to say that, but we don't know that.
It's true.
People don't show up in the playoffs, and some people do.
Luke,
we don't know.
We don't know anything.
I know, but I
We don't know if
hope
the Thunder will field a team next year.
and I want that.
They could
I
boycott
want
the
them,
season.
and I want them to play. I don't think they could consider not, but you never know. I mean, I guess that's on the table
Luke
too.
is on the record saying he does not think the Thunder.
I don't think
Don't even know if they're going to play.
I don't think that's the right decision,
It's not.
but
They should play.
but I support them no matter what.
Yeah,
It's going to be a rough year of podcasting, but I do
Well,
support
this week still not playing.
They're still not playing, but
we have to be pro boycott.
no. But I'm excited. I'm excited
Makes sense.
because like it feel like it should be that, but now if it's not, is it going to be really?
One of the things that
Disappointing.
Andrew has been regularly kind of beating the drum about with this team is any major shift as far as roster additions. You know, we're talking about KD or whomever else they could have brought in. Is you have the potential for personality, not even conflict, but just shift. And do you bring, if you brought in a high usage player, you've got 3 guys that you're trying to build a really good long-term team around, and J-Dub, Chet, Shea. When you have those 3 guys, sorry, and Dylan Jones, 4 guys, but you, so to improve this roster in the way that Sam Presti has in a few short days, by meeting the needs that were there, while also bringing in theory, guys who match the or fit, I guess, the vibe of the team and won't hopefully wreck that. It doesn't feel like either one of those guys would be vibe wreckers.
No.
In theory.
No. Neither
But
of them are vibe.
Hartenstein's like
Both
a vibe
vibe-proof.
increaser.
Yeah,
So is
yeah.
Caruso.
Caruso
yeah.
is as well.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it keeps the balance and the energy of the team while improving the overall ceiling of the roster dramatically.
Yeah.
It's
It's simply the best.
Simply the best.
I have one question though. We were talking a lot about, okay, they just need a big wing. They need a 4 that can shoot.
Yeah.
That can switch.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we at there?
It's a good question. I think I underestimated when they traded for Caruso his ability to defend big wings. And so I think like that is a piece of that. I think some of that is that this team is not finished. It's not complete. This isn't like the end. This is the version of the team that's going to be for the next 4 years. This is who they are. I think they're going to change. I also don't think like you try to force it. Like, I don't know who's available right now that is like, hey, this guy is going to make everything better for us. This is going to accentuate everything. This is a great contract, yada, yada. Like, I don't know that guy exists. I do know that the Thunder struggled to defend when Jay Will was the center. And so they helped.
And definitely struggled to rebound.
Definitely struggled to rebound.
Mm-hmm.
He's also, I think that Hartenstein fixes a lot of things for them just defensively, and then offensively, he's going to help on the other end as well. And then Caruso, I think, can be like that big wing, even though like he was a better defender for big wings than guys like Finney Smith last year.
Oh, really?
And these other players that we think, because they're in these bigger bodies, can defend better, but it's just not always the case. And so if you think about even like Patrick Williams hardly ever defended the best player on the opposing team's big wing because Alex Caruso did on the Bulls.
And now he plays for the Thunder.
And now
Taylor.
he plays for the Thunder.
If you want to see,
Taylor,
you know,
don't attack me.
if they're looking for
What does that mean?
some guys that
Don't
can
attack
take
me?
down
What
big
does it
wings,
text me?
Yeah,
Taylor and Jay
yeah, they
at
can,
Wingstop.
that's
Get
true.
outta here.
It's true.
Huh?
You guys can take down some big wings at Wingstop.
Who? Me and
You and
Caruso?
Taylor.
Oh, that's true.
Feels
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're leading into an ad read almost.
Speaking of wings,
Speaking of wings,
big wings. Wow.
Wings. If you want to take down some big wings, no.
head on over to Wing Stuff.
Best honey mustard in the game.
So here's my question: Is
Want a little sugar on your fries?
are the Thunder done, or are they still looking? Are they still out there making moves?
I don't have any idea. I mean, my assumption is that this is probably close to it. They do have one roster spot left. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know if so a lot of times they'll carry it into the season and
they convert a two-way.
They'll convert AJ Mitchell or whoever.
You know who they should add?
Who?
Well, not necessarily a who, but there's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball.
Airbud.
Shout out
Nikola.
Shout out to Topic, who his favorite basketball movie happens to be
No hesitation.
Airbud.
Airbud.
Let me see if I can put this into the stream.
I got
you
it.
guys
Yeah,
can
it's
see.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
When I saw it, I clipped it as fast as I could
Beautiful.
because it was so funny.
They're like, what's your favorite movie? I have to be like, what is my favorite movie?
Gosh,
No,
there's so many good
immediate
options.
answer.
Airbud.
Do you think do you think these players from other countries they like go over, okay, let's rehearse some answers for some common questions that are going to be asked just to make sure that the second language thing is
Like why are there so many people named Nikola?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So, do you think you rehearsed that one?
surprising question.
Do you think that players that go play overseas are like, what's up with the name Jones?
Yeah.
What you guys?
Why do you
Tell me about
A lot of
that.
people with the last name Smith?
Yeah,
Why don't you explain that?
can you
Come on,
explain
man.
like
Are you all
Why?
related?
So I think most guys that are this level of European basketball player are already somewhat
Big
ready-
Airbud fans.
huge
ready for
into Airbud?
any dog themed
Yeah.
sports movie.
Yeah.
Airbud 2.
Golden receiver.
Is that just an Airbud football version?
Yeah.
What's the soccer version?
I don't know if there was one.
No.
I think I'm almost positive
There
was.
probably
on
was.
it.
Yep.
But
But I know Golden Receiver was
Yeah, that's
Airbud, and either two or
that's
three.
a well named. So is it a colon like Airbud colon golden receiver, or was just the name of the golden receiver?
So World Pup, Airbud World Pup.
Yeah, World Pup.
That's pretty good too. It's a good play of
Airbud
words.
Golden Receiver. Airbud. Hold on, what are these two?
Oh,
Airbud.
there's a volleyball. one.
Airbud Spikes back.
Yep.
He's a volleyball player. Airbud.
Seventh inning.
No, but there's one with him and a raccoon. What's this one called? He's playing.
Seventh inning fetch. That's
Seventh
Airbud.
inning fetch.
Seventh inning fetch.
Yeah, there's
Some
a
of the most
raccoon
creative people in the game. We're working on these Airbuds.
No doubt. No doubt.
There were
dog.
6 Airbuds.
And then there was an Air Buddies.
Oh
Oh.
yes, they have
puppies.
the whole Buddies series. They have like Space Buddies. and,
Yeah,
like,
spooky.
Oh,
Buddies.
wow.
Spooky Buddies.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll have to just play it on my phone. I'm having trouble with whatever the version.
Treasure
is.
Buddies.
I didn't really understand.
Airbud. So fast. Airbud. Airbud.
Airbud.
He was just ready to just fire it out of a cannon. Airbud.
Like finally somebody asked
the
me.
question.
He's saying basketball. Airbud.
Airbud.
He's like running out of breath.
The thing he's the most excited about being in the United States is like in hopes that he could meet the guy who played Airbud, the
Airbud.
dog who played Airbud.
Airbud.
Shout out to Airbud.
I love that.
So good.
Man.
Airbud's dead.
How
for
was the
sure,
introductory press conference?
It was good.
Taylor,
I mean,
come
I-
on.
right?
Topic as a 18-year-old in the United States in Oklahoma for the first time ever did fine. Dylan Jones was amazing. AJ Mitchell was also awesome. Like both very
Makes sense why you're like up now.
yeah,
there
they're
I
like
see it.
very thundery. And like I think I mentioned this on Wednesday, but like the moment that was just funny in the presser was I was trying to ask Dylan Jones about he just has a really unusual game. And I was trying to ask him like how did you develop that? and he just like started laughing whenever I was asking him about it. And he kind of looked over to Presty and was like laughing, and then everybody started laughing. And then the whole room like started like giggling
no.
about it.
What?
And I'm
never
like,
been more self-conscious. You're like,
I am like still asking the question as people are like giggling, and I'm like, is this just a dumb question? I think it's just that
is it you?
that they. I mean, it's just.
Did he
me.
warn? Did Sam warn?
He was like,
like,
"It's that
listen,
guy." It was like
this
my
guy's podcast named Down to Dunk. It doesn't make any sense, but it's got a following now, and so we kind of have to play like they're part of the.
We have to
group.
act like this guy knows what he's talking about.
So-
Just play along.
Did you ever figure out what it was?
I think that it's just that they have. I think they were like maybe prepped for that question or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But it was just funny. But he had like the right answer every single time.
What was
to
the
every single
line?
thing.
So Ben Pfeiffer and you all talked about it. It's a great podcast. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it because of the holiday
Yeah.
yesterday, you should try to listen to that
It's
today
good.
as well.
Ben
But
Ben does a good job.
he does. So what was the line that he talked about being the man? Do you remember that off the top of your head?
It was something like
To be the man, you have to beat the man.
Woo!
it was like something
That's
about
right.
how he learned how to be the guy. He knows what the guy needs or something.
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
Huh.
Yeah.
So same.
I'm
thing, just
excited.
different words.
Same.
Thank goodness that we got Dylan Jones and AJ and the kid from Oakland or the man from Oakland.
Yeah. And
The
Buddy
grown-
Boeheim.
Yeah, and Buddy Boeheim. Like, because Summer League just went from like, oh man,
I know.
this
It's
will
gonna be fun.
It
AJ
starts-
Mitchell.
What this weekend? In
It
Salt
starts
Lake?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Monday at like 6:00, I think, is the first game.
Looks like I got plans on Monday night.
Yeah, baby.
So it'll be
Flying to Salt Lake City. My private jet.
Nice.
You have a PJ?
No.
Preachers and PJs.
has speaking of
There's two different ways that one goes.
speaking of
Pajamas.
oh, yeah.
Think
Speaking of-
pajamas.
preachers in your PJs.
Has any more information come out about Philip Pasky's girlfriend?
No, it's kind of
No, I'm honestly sad that you missed being able to talk about that.
They made it to the
Uh,
motherland, and so they're good. They just made it.
They are, yeah,
They're
they are
right.
in the motherland.
All of her plans had come to fruition.
Seriously.
It's true.
I bet there were some
It's true.
rough times when she was 23 dating a 16-year-old.
Yeah, that's called sacrifice. She sacrificed and put in the work.
Let's
And now she's reaping the rewards.
there's 3 Twitter questions that I put at the top of our rundown here.
Okay.
If you
Let's
want to
talk-
ask
yeah,
them,
let's ask them.
they kind of help us get into some good thundery conversation.
You want to just continue to talk about Airbud and I said hard stuff? No.
I just want to talk about
Philip
how fast he said Airbud.
Okay, our first Twitter question at the top of the show comes from @MedicineClam, who wants to know between Chet and Jalen, whose development is helped more by the additions of Caruso and Hartenstein?
I'm assuming we're talking Dub.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, it's Jalen.
True.
I think that's a great question.
That is a good question.
It's a tough one because you could go this route of Hartenstein getting to practice with Hartenstein.
I'd say the same for Caruso and Dub
I
too. though.
know that's
Yeah.
the thing, is that I think both these guys are going to help them both on and off the court. In games, I guess, especially with the second unit with Jalen. I just think that Hartenstein and Jalen are going to be so good together because Jalen
and
is
roll.
good off the cut as well, and Hartenstein, just go watch like his highlights from last year. Like he just finds people, like just operating from the middle of the court.
Do you have any concern for Hartenstein as far as what he was able to do? Like that Knicks team was a really unique
Yeah,
brand of basketball, but also connection and all of that. Like,
yeah.
is there any, like, if you were going to talk about what would make me more hesitant to go all in, is whether or not that Hartenstein year from last year was more of a flash in the pan versus, and he's been trending this way, but you didn't hear the narrative around him as much
until
last year.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing with
Well,
him
really
is
2 years ago too.
he's a really good defender. So you have that as baseline, and that transfers from team to team.
And he's got a fun little offensive game. Like,
He
Can really-
does,
he
he
can really
does.
pass. I mean, the thing is, like, we're talking about a guy that
I do think
averaged.
he's going to shoot, by the way. You mentioned that. I think he's going to shoot.
I'm
What did he
curious
do?
about
Do you
it.
have his basketball
curious about
reference?
it. Yeah.
What did he shoot? I thought he shot 3-pointers for the Clippers.
He did. Let me see.
Dude, his game
He didn't take very many though.
last year
thought it
for
was
the
like
Knicks
60.
was so different than what I thought his game was when he came into the league that I was confused. And at one point, I was like, "Is that the same Hartenstein?"
Yeah, the guy from the Rockets was not the guy that played New
No,
York.
like totally different
Yeah.
guys.
He took 33s.
Okay.
He took 37 in his first year with the Knicks, and he only hit 21%. And then this past year, he only took 3 total. But a lot of that is just, and I did. I think there's a free preview on it still. I went on Fred Katz's show, Katz and Shoot, and it's a Patreon show, but this one is out there for free.
That's also a great name for a cat Airbud
Oh, yeah.
spinoff.
That's
Oh,
true.
wow. Yeah.
Cats and Shoot.
That's a good point. It's a valid question, Jay, just about like what that looks like. But I mean, it's a guy that averaged like 8 points, 8 boards.
Yeah,
you
I know so
So-
much of what he does is I mean,
It's all the little
this
things.
is so stupid. It's only because it's my frame of reference. I get it. But he feels like a physically more gifted Nick Collison.
I mean, there's a lot of Collison in his game for sure.
The passing, the
He's bigger.
floater.
He's a little bit more skilled than Collison
Yeah.
was.
I didn't want to say that because that's like
He's just bigger, and like
I
that
mean,
just
you don't
helped.
talk about the Godfather, you know.
I know he's a little bit more nimble. I
Yeah.
think too.
Oh, he's bigger. He is bigger than Nick
Quite a
Collison.
bit. Quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why they went after him.
Also,
There-
let's be clear that his name is Hartenstein.
Stein.
Nobody needs to say Steen.
Yeah. No more Steen.
No more Steen.
That is bothering me.
and
I
trying to
noticed a lot of the Steens after the Harvey Weinstein thing. It's like everyone's saying, "No, it's Stein."
so it's Hartenstein. It's a very German name.
Raise
Yeah.
a fine
He's
Stein.
German American.
Mhm.
Stein.
Yep.
Only thing I remember from German class 1 and 2 in high school was if it's EI, you pronounce the second letter. IE, you pronounce the second letter.
There you go.
Sometimes it's
Stein.
It's actually Hartenstein is actually his creator. He's Hartenstein's monster.
Oh yeah.
Frankenstein joke.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the word thief?
So I'm talking German.
Oh, what about thief?
Okay. Job. I don't even know how to spell thief. I before E.
thief.
Thief.
But I think they're going to both be helped by both those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to our next one.
Yeah.
How about this? It
Let's-
comes from @Zach_Deeg.
Maybe chat a little bit more.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
It comes from Zach Deeg, who wants us to rank all Sam's transactions so far this offseason, draft picks included.
Okay. So
Let's rank them on a scale of toes.
toes.
Pinky toe worst to big toe best, and they go in order. They get better as you go along the foot. I would argue.
I would argue.
Would you not? Is there any other argument?
I
You
don't
got
know.
a big argument for number one being middle toe.
No, definitely not.
That's big toe's the
I would-
best toe.
I would just argue pinky toe might be further up the list than
No,
some of the middle toes. They're forgettable toes.
yeah.
They're totally forgotten.
The pinky toe,
The only thing pinky toe has going for it is it goes wee all the way home.
yeah, which is like the best
No.
toe.
We've always neglected feet and toes because our hands, every finger has a name.
Oh yeah, well no, but it
just
corresponds
transfers.
to toes.
It just
Like
transfers now.
ring finger, ring toe, middle finger, middle toe, pointer, finger, pointer toe. It translates
It sounds
exactly.
no one actually does.
Oh, I
that,
hurt my
though.
pointer toe.
Yeah.
Pointer toe.
Yeah, you would know what you were talking about. Which other one is there pointer toe? And you can kind of point with it.
Well, because
I
I
would
can only
say-
point with my.
I
With
can
my-
point with I can
Get-
point with my pointer toe.
getting
my
Hartenstein number
thumb
one.
toe.
Getting-
You don't call it your thumb.
Caruso number 2.
Getting Hartenstein for nothing. It's not nothing, but all you had to do is give up your cap space
That's big toe
to get him.
That's
that's-
big. That's
that's-
big toe right there.
Large-
Largest
big toe
free,
material.
largest
Yeah,
free
that's big
agent
toe.
Yeah,
acquisition
best free agent acquisition in the history of the
by
Thunder.
far.
We're talking
6 times
big
over.
toe.
We're talking big toe.
We're talking thumb.
There's some people
Thumb
that
toe.
had to turn the podcast off.
I would say
not feet people.
And some
People-
are
How much-
very tuned in.
That's
Yeah, some of them all of a sudden all of a sudden
You
YouTube
guys are-
subscribed.
bringing in the Thunder and feet.
Oh.
These are my two favorite things. I would put Caruso second as the pinky toe.
Is that the second best toe?
Yeah, it's the
Hold
second
on.
best toe.
I have something to say about this. What if it's pointer toe, but the pointer toe that's longer than the thumb toe?
Gross.
Which
That's
apparently
Caruso.
says you're wise.
That means you're wise, yeah.
Well, yeah, but did you know women are more likely to have that, and it's much more common in women than men?
Wow.
Look it up.
Sounds like a real foot guy.
And that,
Trust me, women.
I have a lot more feet facts about women.
I have a lot. I don't know anything about the male foot.
we can do a whole pod. You want to do a whole pod about
I
this?
know a lot about what a woman's foot can do and a man's foot cannot.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Getting Caruso for Giddy is a
maybe big toe, actually.
it's if you is it possible to have
no
two big
picks?
toes?
Well, you do have two big toes.
No, 2 different
You
feet.
get 2 different feet. That's true. Are
True.
we bringing in the other foot?
There you go. That's
The more feet, the better.
Uh,
And then the other 3, I'm
God,
like, it's
whisper,
3
a third-
middle toes.
a third
Don't care.
foot has hit the
Yeah.
Down to Doug podcast.
I would say, I mean, getting toe pitch at 12 and just being willing to.
He's got toe in his name. That's got to be
That's
it.
true. Toe pitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
This whole thing can't end.
My
quick
toe
enough.
pitch for toe pitch.
Yes, yes, yes.
Also, he's number 3 clearly because he loves Airbud.
Toe picks.
There's a lot of toe picks out there. And then I would say trading 5 first for Dylan Jones next, and then trading up to get AJ is the 5th toe.
Okay.
I'll let you know after Summer League.
I do like how he spells his name, AJAY.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
awesome.
a me.
AU.
Yeah.
Me.
AJ.
AJ. Okay. All right, we got to go to the last
Okay.
one.
Our next and
Great
final
question.
initial Twitter question comes from Rob Whitrock at Rob Whitrock, I guess. Who says there are a lot of reasons to be very optimistic about this team. What are some reasons to be pessimistic about the Thunder?
I thought their health last year was like pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And
It
that's something I'm worried about coming into this season is, well, something, the other shoe's got to drop, as they say.
Oh my God. Oh my
So
God.
that is also connected to their youth, but yes.
Do Caruso or Hartenstein have any injury history?
I mean, Caruso does.
Caruso does. Hartenstein, not really.
Okay.
But he's never played enough minutes to put that wear and tear.
I was
Like,
going to say,
he made it through a couple of years of Thibodeau. It's like,
he is yeah.
Thibodeau.
He made it through
can we go back to simply the best?
the big Thibodeau. Yeah, his real first year of playing
Thibodeau.
of real minutes was with the Clippers as their primary backup. He played. That was the first year he played over 1,000 minutes. Was 21-22. So he's 26, but he's like a young 26 just because he hadn't played a whole lot.
Yeah.
Not a real injury history there, but with Caruso, yeah. But he played a lot last year. Caruso did. He ended up, come on, Basketball Reference. He played 2,000 minutes last year, 1,500 the year before. So he's had a couple healthy years. He played 71 games last year. He played 67 the year prior. And then it was 41, 58, 64. And some of that is baked in that when he was in LA, there were still questions about, is he even a good player?
Yeah.
Do we even need to play him
Yeah.
every night?
Mhm.
Kind of thing.
I think that is a good kind of pull back the reins a little bit. Is and the other one is uncertainty because of the youth of the roster still. Even though they are more seasoned with a playoff run, getting in the second round, almost getting to a game 7 in that second round, there's
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I think if you were going to pinpoint something, is your primary guys are still young-ish, although Shea is getting older, as we all are every year.
Oh wow.
But
Don't remind me.
what do you get from Dub? What do you get from Chet as they develop? I
Yep.
think it's the same thing I could say in the opposite direction. It's one of the things that makes me even more optimistic is one more year of development for a guy that's really was a rookie, a second-year rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the second-year player. And
Yeah, it's crazy.
J-Dub.
Yeah.
Watching his montage yesterday morning was like, oh, hello.
He's good. He's
Yeah.
going to be so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It was a thirst trap.
Did you guys listen? Yes. Did you guys?
Hello.
Hello. Did you guys listen to the pod that I did with Bassini the other day?
Oh yeah.
He's like, if he came back and was like a Jaylen Brown level player,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like it would not surprise him. But that was like, okay, that would be cool.
That would be cool. You talking about the NBA Finals MVP?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, I think like pessimism is just like this team is really young. They still have a lot of development to do, and potentially they don't have as good of injury luck as they
Yeah.
did last year. Like those are reasons, and they're all legitimate. You know, there's a chance that like regular season and also
They win 70 games.
they could win 72 games. They may not. They're perfect. There's a chance that they're perfect.
They may.
Um,
I mean, I would be shocked if they don't win 60.
I think if healthy, I don't think that's insane because also you take and Josh Giddey had some nice moments during last season, but you take him out of the equation. There were so many games where it just felt like, especially when the Rockets first did we're going to put our center on you, and they had to spend a lot of time really figuring it out.
Yeah, they're just stuck in the mud.
You know,
Didn't the Thunder have an insane record in like really close games?
I know for
Or
sure
was
that
it-
was 2 years ago. They did.
Okay.
yeah,
Where it kind of felt like this was fool's gold a little
like
bit.
the clutch team. They did that during the Chris Paul team too. Was
Yeah.
like the best clutch team in the
Yeah.
league.
They were really good in the crunch.
They had a lot of
in the
comebacks
crunch,
this
yeah.
year, like a lot of those double-digit 20-point.
Yeah,
comebacks
the
this
most
year.
like yeah.
But
that-
some of that is because there's some substantial gaps in lineups that
Yeah.
you would roll out there.
So I mean, as long as they're healthy, I think they'll be fine. But I do think that is a big concern, and then just development in general. Like, but honestly,
What do you think? I don't know. Have you all talked about your prediction for the starting lineup?
yeah, I don't really have a great feel for what that will be because I don't. This team is going to be unconventional in whichever way they go. My guess is that Hardenstein comes off the bench, but that's just a pure guess.
I'm not even more. I'm thinking about who is the whatever you want to call it, the 3, the 4. You put Dub.
Dub is
so it's- for
Dub is
sure.
probably
Shea, Dort, Dub,
Chet.
Chet. So who's that 5th is the
I
question.
mean, I think you could put anybody in there. Like if it was Caruso, I would not be surprised.
And I do think in the end it's an irrelevant question because what really matters is how you finish the
Yeah.
games, right? And I think that's what makes this even more incredible is the versatility of the lineups possibility
Yeah,
to where if you are playing a team that like the Mavericks where you needed more size at the
Mhm.
end. Hey, guess what? Hartenstein's closing the game with Chet. And Chet can play power forward really easily. Like
Mhm.
no problem. We can do that. Oh, you're
Mhm.
playing a team that plays 5 out like you do. Like playing the Boston Celtics. You know who you're going to play? You're going to play 5 out with Caruso
Yeah,
as your 4th, guy. And so there's the versatility of this team with the depth that they have is what makes you go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's the thing that makes this team special, I think, heading into the season.
yeah, no question.
Even the versatility in the starting lineup from game to game too. We were talking about closing games, but why couldn't you get this team to
Matchup
be
based.
comfortable with? I feel like Coach D already set a precedent last year with some of this, right? Like being able to play Giddey 15 minutes in a
Yeah,
game.
but it was the same starting lineup the whole entire regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I was wondering is like, would they be flexible enough to shift the starting lineup game by game?
Mhm.
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
You have a spot there without Giddey there where you can start it that way.
I mean,
For the whole season, where it's like, hey, this spot is kind of a rotating starter spot.
My guess is that they'll settle in on a starting lineup.
Wiggs.
I think so too. Someone.
The only thing that Giddey was really you're taking off a little bit of passing and then rebounding,
Size.
but like Giddey didn't like defend big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would play against wings, and Caruso will be a much better defender on those wings than he was. And so I just wonder if you just start with Caruso.
Or
I kind of
Kenrich.
initially thought they wouldn't. Kenrich just seems like so far down the rotation to me
No.
to like start him. You know, like they didn't really play him in the playoffs.
Nope.
So I would lean more that they would go with Caruso, Joe, Kaysen, or Wiggs. You know,
Kaysen
like,
would be real small.
they would be real small. I
Is
would
he
have a
shorter
hard
than
time.
Caruso?
Oh yeah, Caruso's 6'5".
Yeah, I think Caruso.
I kind of think that too. I just think that if you want somebody to defend the bigger wings, that's the guy.
Or him and Jubb and
Jude.
Yeah.
Do we have any other tikis? I want to ask.
No. Not the
I'll let
top.
y'all get through. So I have kind of a question. I think could stimulate some fun conversation.
Stimulate us.
You said it.
Looking at the rest of the Western Conference,
Mm-hmm.
I know we've still got, and we'll do previews, divisional previews as we kind of get closer and closer to the season. Maybe not us, but Wednesday Pod, I think, did that last year. Is just real quick looking at the shift in teams in the West. How are you ranking 1 through 8 off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it's fair to put the Thunder number 1. I think, especially regular season, I think they have depth that these other teams don't now. So I think that's fair.
What about Nuggets? The Nuggets offseason has been
Yeah, I mean they haven't been able to. They're definitely not better.
No.
They're counting.
Losing KCP is a big deal.
They're counting on the development of young players, which it could happen, you know. But you look at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies kind of did the same thing where they would trade off D'Anthony Melton and Kyle Anderson and those guys, thinking, okay, we'll just draft these guys, Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, and they'll just eventually develop into these guys to step in. And it just didn't happen. And so it's a little bit, I mean, it's risky. I mean, it'd be like the Thunder counting on Dylan Jones to come in here to replace somebody.
Nope.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's just not, it's not good business, I don't think.
No.
Especially when you're a contender.
They're still
to do
going to
that.
be a top team in the West.
I
though,
have-
so they can go top 5. We can place them in the
Yeah.
top 5.
I would put probably the Timberwolves or Denver number 2.
Timberwolves having another year's just kind of their same things. Most of their rosters back, losing Kyle Anderson. I mean, it matters, but I don't think it matters enough. They are depending on Rob Dillingham.
They signed
apparently.
Joe Ingles. How do you feel about that?
Indifferent.
Am I
Yeah, nothing.
am I crazy to think that number 2 could be the Mavs?
No, you're not.
No.
Because I think like they're adding Klay Thompson, who's like, not what he was, but still like I feel like he could be very, very good for them as like their number 3. There's going to be
I
games
do
where he
think they
hits a
lost-
million threes.
I think that so they lost Klay Thompson they lost Derek Jones Jr.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Josh Green
Uh-huh.
and added Klay Thompson and Najee Marshall. You do take a step back defensively, which
they weren't like they were
in
really
the
good
playoffs,
at
were
us in the
really
playoffs
good
for on
a
defense,
series.
but
it all
they weren't
kind of
like
fell apart
all-
against Boston, but that's what Boston could do.
They were
Yeah.
amazing in the playoffs. Yeah.
So,
But you,
yeah.
I just think losing Derek Jones, they in theory are replacing him with Najee Marshall and Klay Thompson, but neither one of them have the ability to defend like Derek Jones did. And Josh Green was a really good player for them in the finals. Now they did also add Quentin Grimes, which was nothing last year, but had a lot of potential the year before.
Yeah.
So I think the Mavericks top 3 for sure. I think
Yeah.
I would put OKC, Minnesota, and Dallas top 3.
I think they trust
Denver
PJ
4.
Washington as a defender as well, as an on-ball defender.
I put Mavs at 2. I mean,
I think they
that's-
deserve that. That's
They're
fair.
in the top 4.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So is that the top 4
They
right
did
there?
rout the Timberwolves last year.
Thunder,
Yeah.
Wolves, Nuggets, Mavs.
Nobody on the OLI outside looking in.
Not in order specifically, but those are the
I mean,
top
the
4.
Grizzlies,
I think that's right.
the Pelicans,
Nope.
the Kings,
Nope.
Suns, Lakers, Rockets. I mean, that's kind of where you're going.
Warriors.
next. Yeah, the Warriors, sure.
No.
How do you feel about that's really what I wanted to get to.
Yeah,
2 teams I wanted to talk about were the Mavericks and the Warriors.
yeah. Mavs are going to be in that like 2, 3, 4, 5 range.
You think Laurie's going to get moved? Markkanen?
I don't know.
Because they're talking about the Kings, the Warriors, the Spurs.
Yeah, we've been talking about Markkanen being moved for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. That people act like there's a chance, but
So the Warriors replaced
I
Klay
don't know.
Thompson's minutes with Buddy Hield
yeah,
Ugh.
and Kyle Anderson.
yeah, and the Anthony Melton, who hasn't been healthy. I don't know. I don't love that.
I don't
The
either.
fact that every team that's gotten Buddy Hield over the last like 2 years is just like, all right, we're good. You know,
Yeah.
like in theory, yes, he's. If you look at the all-time three-point shooters, he's on every list. Like he's been ridiculous, but he's also never been a guy that helps a team win. He played in his first playoff series this past year.
Wow. Really?
That was the first time he'd ever been in the playoffs,
Oh my God.
and he had one game where he was good. Remember how they like couldn't play him,
Yeah.
and they inserted him back in the lineup, and it ended up working for one game. But like that's his only play. That's his only good playoff game ever.
Are you saying no loser?
Known loser, Buddy Hield.
Damn.
Yeah,
Watch it.
Damn.
Watch it.
Lindy, there's your chance right there, Lindy.
yeah.
Be a better defender than Buddy Hield.
A couple Oklahoma boys.
Who have the Lakers added?
They added Bronny James.
Dalton
and-
Connect.
Dalton Connect, Bronny James. Who else did they add?
Did they not have any free agents?
Not that I remember.
So they're gonna be right back in the play-in.
I think like that. They're only relevant because
Stars have
of the names
Yeah.
on their team.
and where their team is located.
yes,
Yeah, we didn't even mention the Clippers.
yeah, the Clippers are also in the play-in range for sure. Yeah,
Do we not see any transactions for the Lakers? Is somebody not yelling in the comments?
I
I'm
don't know.
not seeing one that sticks out. They re-signed LeBron, and then I don't know what they did.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I think that's what they did.
I think that they were hoping to get Clay,
I knew that.
and
I saw on TikTok someone complaining about that they're not no longer a free agent destination.
the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
No, that literally is it. Dalton Connect and JJ Redick.
yeah,
and then
JJ.
uh,
Yeah.
Max Christie returning. What does that do for you? How you guys feel about that?
Well, you also can't sign anything till the 6th, so maybe
have-
that's
I have no feelings.
which we should know more about Hartenstein's contract tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
When they can actually sign him.
What, it ends up being $187 million for 3 years?
we've amended it to add $100 million because we just love him. No,
Well, you answer my two big questions: starting lineup and Western Conference. So I'm gonna head home.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming out.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Let's take a break and then we'll get some advice. And we're back after that quick break. Now it's time for some advice.
I have advice to give to someone who reached out to me on Twitter and wants to know. This is his issue. He says, my wife.
I think we had one single my wife last week.
I don't think so.
Wow.
We didn't even talk about our wives.
Good for us.
My wife
advantage.
really wants to go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, make it happen.
It's
Okay.
obviously too expensive and not affordable for us.
Oh.
However, she does not see it that way. And it doesn't help that Taylor will be performing 30 minutes away from us in November.
Oh no.
How do I break it to her that it's not going to happen anytime soon?
What? Here, okay. You have until November. You can't do extra stuff. You can't make like side cash hustle to
You
get
should-
Taylor Swift tickets.
Do you make side cash?
Yes,
Side hustle. I'm at my side hustle right now.
That's
Okay.
I
right.
have two side hustles.
Here's
I teach pottery.
Oh, that's
oh there you go. So here's
pottery classes for a Taylor Swift concert.
Probably a month.
so I th- so I
are we
so
talking?
How much does it
$1,000?
cost? How much does it cost?
well, are you buying her a ticket alone? Probably not. Probably go. Maybe you go with her. Maybe she's going with friends. I don't know what the situation
That would be
is.
my
I bet
compromise
you're
with her.
looking at $600.
Until November, you can just. I know different people have different situations, but if this is like the one thing that you can do for her this year, I feel like you can make that happen.
Really put in the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's just like the one special thing, if you're very strict about your budget and all that, I get it. I totally get this. But if you just want to do this one thing and you have until November,
Mm-hmm.
I think you can do it.
Here's my idea.
Uber.
You could do like on Saturday, like every
DoorDash,
Saturday, every other Saturday until then. I'm gonna be Ubering. You know, I don't know.
And that's the way you have the conversation with your wife. Right?
This is
You
what
say,
I wanna
hey,
do.
listen, if you want this to happen, I want to make this happen for you.
Yeah.
But just a heads up, like you're not going to see me until the concert
Mm-hmm.
because I got to make that money.
Because I can make that money. Here's my idea. Whenever there is a big concert like that, there are people that buy tickets that ultimately will not be able to go because life happens. And so just let her know, like,
I don't
what-
know if life happens around Taylor Swift.
I do think,
It's
well, you
risky
just never know.
business.
Also, is she touring indefinitely?
Pretty much.
Wouldn't you though? You're making like a
Yeah. I mean,
Like $30
wouldn't you do
million
that?
every stop or something?
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, you're just adding like billions to your bank account. Yeah, like every few years. I think that you would do
Wow.
that. So, but I think if you just do
like
that,
us
say,
at our live events, man.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Just
So
Just
what?
filling them pockets.
What? So tell her what we're gonna do is as it gets closer. Let's look at Facebook and really be good about it, and we'll look for a ticket in this price range and plan to do that.
I think one of the questions would be: do you get more expensive tickets as you get closer?
I don't. Well, no, because people at the end, there will be someone that's always at a concert that's like trying to get rid of their tickets and like their price is negotiable.
But don't you think
they
the
have to get rid
tickets
of
will
it.
go fast though?
Yeah, they would go fast.
True, but I just think as you get closer,
Also,
there are
you thought
people that-
about reaching out to Travis Kelce
There you go.
It's a good question.
or Jason Kelce.
I think Taylor's idea is the best. You like say, I'm going to start doing X, Y,
Yeah.
Z.
Try to side
Just do a
hustle
little
together.
bit. Just do a little bit over the months. Make it like the thing that you do for your wife. Also, I need to ask: do you want to go, or are you using the money as an excuse?
Ooh, good question.
I'll tell you, it's a fun concert. I went in Dallas as a man that went. It was a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Don't-
like one of the greatest live concerts ever.
You're going to go, you're going to know songs, and it is enjoyable. So,
I've watched the Eras tour movie probably 4 times.
Isn't that what this is?
yeah.
Yeah,
It
just
is.
watch the
It
show.
looks great.
It's great.
By the way, I've watched it 4 times because you know what? You don't need
'Cause you
my.
love
I
it.
don't need. Yeah, I don't need to
Because
explain
it's
myself.
so good.
I don't need to explain myself.
I haven't actually watched it, so I don't know.
It's
Good.
3.5 hours long. It takes an entire Saturday essentially.
Wow. All right, let's
Just, like,
let's
kicking
do
the
some
booth.
let's do some Twitter questions.
Simply the best.
Did you
write that?
Wait,
That's actually
you got questions and you ask them on Twitter. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Let's get down to it.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
beautiful. Hey, our first Twitter question
Jimmy,
How about that?
comes from @EvanETM, who wants to know which rookie, AJ or Dylan, would be more surprising if they averaged 10 plus points per game off the bench this season.
This
Well,
is
It would be jarring for either of them
Yeah.
to average 10 points off the
everything
bench.
would have gone real bad.
Either real bad or just amazing, just unbelievable. Because let's talk about who averaged 10 points off the bench last season for the Thunder. Nobody.
Not even Kaysen.
How many points did Case and Wallace average
I've
last
already
year?
seen. I
6.
can't answer.
6.8 points per game. Very good. How many points did Isaiah Joe average off the bench?
9.
6.
8. Okay. I mean, both good
Wiggins
players.
is like what? 6, 5, 6.
Wiggins, 6.9.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And you know what that got him? $45 million.
It's a lot of money. It's pretty cool.
So it's not about points per game.
I'm just saying, like, for one of them, they'd have to be better than Joe, Wiggins, Case and Wallace off the bench.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's just
my
Someone
first
tickling your feet.
my first statement made me just go, why did I make that noise? Instead of to amplified, I made a different
a noise. You made a noise reacting to your noise.
So
You sound like Mario when he's jumping.
so Bassini said something on the podcast. J-Dub is the 11th highest paid member of the Thunder.
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 10 other guys making more money than him this year,
It's pretty wild.
including Nikola Topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of
Oh,
the
yeah,
because of
scale.
where he
The
was.
scale goes up. Yeah.
It was something that made me did those exact noises in my car.
He still make that's just
Now Link.
That sounded more like I thought that was Howard Dean.
yeah.
That's
It would not be surprising. It would be jaw dropping.
Yeah. I would be, if either of them hits, I mean, I would still probably say Dylan Jones would be the one, just because he's on a guaranteed contract. He's more likely to play roster minutes throughout
Is
the
AJ
season.
two-way?
AJ's a two-way.
Dude, but it is so hard to it's not that those guys aren't good enough. It's that you don't get enough usage because you're playing with Shea, Chet, and J-Dub. Where are you going to get your shots to average over 10
Yeah.
as a rookie?
Yeah. I mean, Dort had averaged 10.9 points per game.
Yeah.
In 28 minutes. And that's the thing, is like the minutes are not going to exist for them to average that many points. But I would probably bet on Dylan Jones to do it if you had to bet on one of them. But I would certainly not expect a whole lot from either one of these guys, just because they have a really deep roster. I mean, you look at who they've got on the roster, and like you get, Shea, Chet, J-Dub, Dort, Caruso, Ihart, Joe, Case, and Wiggins. That's 9. You get to J. Will, Kenrich. That's 11. We haven't talked about Oos. That's 12. And do we think like those guys will probably all play before the rookies? Don't you think?
Not Oos.
Unless
That's the biggest Oos hater in America.
he really
Over
was.
here.
Absolutely.
Over here.
Pin the ribbon on my chest.
Wow,
Man.
what color is it?
Blue.
But even let's say that Dylan
For
Jones
the OKC blue.
let's say that Dylan Jones surpasses Oos. He's still like the 12th guy.
Yeah.
You know, and the 12th guy just doesn't play enough minutes to make that impact. I mean, Oos was the 12th most minutes per game on the team last year at 11.1. You know how many points he averaged per game?
2.
4.
Oh, good job, Oos. Hey, that's pretty good, Jay.
That is pretty good.
No.
The same as Jay Will.
Jay will average 4 points.
4 points per game. So I think they're going to be really fun in summer league. I think watching those guys play, because they can both handle the ball, they can do a lot of stuff. But I just think that we need to like hit the brakes on what's going on with the regular season.
Yes.
Let's go to our next Twitter question.
Let's do it.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you know.
Hey, good idea.
I don't know if you know what yesterday was. It was America's birthday.
Yeah.
And for that, we have a Twitter question about America's birthday. It's from Ben Hero Nemi, who says, start, bench, cut. Sparklers, smoke bombs, fountains.
Cut smoke bombs.
Unfortunately, I agree. It's
I'm cutting sparklers. Or not sparklers, fountains.
Fountains.
Really?
cutting fountains.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I like sparklers. Kids like them. Smoke bombs. I personally like them.
I liked it.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you hold on to a smoke bomb long enough, as it starts smoking in your hand, and then you get to chunk it, it's pretty
it's
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
It is, but
yeah, we don't recommend that, but it is awesome.
I wouldn't ever do it. I would
Now.
never do it,
Listen,
but it could. Be
I'm
cool.
not gonna do it.
I
I'll
won't
start
do it. And I
sparklers.
would tell you, don't do it.
everyone likes drawing in the air with sparklers.
Sparklers are fun.
Yeah, sparklers are great.
Start sparklers.
Start sparklers.
You can't light fireworks out here, can you?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
you
it was. Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know if it's people did. I'll say that.
I think you
Yeah,
can.
there was a dude down the street from me that just put out like mortar shells, and
Yeah.
that's my Mifton peeve. My dog, one of my dogs, it was
Just
like,
goes
well,
nuts.
she's gonna die.
Which
in the
one?
middle of this thing, Olive.
Oh.
She was
She can't handle it.
panicked.
Yeah.
Poor Olive.
I know it was awful.
It's terrible.
So next year we're gonna sedate her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You know when you should have sedated her? 24 hours ago.
I wanna be sedated.
I w-
It's your dog.
That was really good. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
start
job.
sparklers, bench smoke bombs. I don't care about fountains.
Fountains, fine. Yeah, I'll say that. Fountains.
Because those are the ones that just go.
And they're just on the ground. It's just like, yeah, whatever.
But they do sparkle. Sparkle's better than smoke, so I'll cut smoke bombs. That's fine.
Yeah, cut smoke bombs. Bench sparkle.
Smoke.
Bench fountain.
Okay. I'm fine with either. I really.
Excuse me?
It wasn't on purpose. I'll tell you that.
Let's go to our next Twitter question. How about that?
Pandering toward Jay right now.
That's right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, you like that one? That tickles your toes.
Does the Ouija jump sound any different?
It has
It
to.
does.
It has
Yelp
to.
his name.
I just think about Luigi in
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion. Yeah.
What does that
just
sound
so
like?
good? Mario. Mario.
That's right. All right. Our next Twitter question comes
Great
from
game.
at NB.
Great game.
It is good. At NB 6'6", who wants to know if Utah trades Markkanen, what is the value of our incoming Utah pick? Are they a bottom 8 team for the next 2 years?
Yes.
Definitely. I think the value of that pick goes in the toilet for sure if they decide to tank, which they should. I would recommend that they do, because right now they're pretty directionless.
Yeah.
So, and I've been talking about that for a while, so I don't need to go
And
in
with
on
no
that.
real way, like, to improve the roster.
Yeah, you're in Utah. I mean, you already got the guy in Filipowski. Like that's it.
There's only one person that wants to be there.
Yeah,
We did get Hardenstein here in Oklahoma, so
Yeah.
it's true.
we can't really say anything.
We can say it. Actually,
Yeah.
we can say a lot. We can say a lot of things.
Let's go to our next Twitter question. That's the first thing I'm going to say. And I am picking the one from at Hey, this is Tyson, who says, I think we need to continue to be aggressive. What are in top position? We are in top position right now, but still can't take anything for granted. We should get more vets, or at least prevent our competition from getting them. What thoughts?
I mean, I just don't. I mean, I don't know like what vets or free agents that are still out there that you're just like, we've got to prevent them from going to the
Marquise
team.
Morris.
I mean,
I'm pretty out on vets. Like that's like last year's like Gordon Hayward. Like, oh, it sounds great in theory, and in practice, well, it doesn't work at all.
yeah, it's true. It's a risk, and they have so many guys to develop on the team still.
Yeah.
That you would just rather just give the minutes to these young guys. So I don't necessarily think that they have a whole lot else to do. And
I mean, the only other thing you're going to be able to do is if you're going to now, because you, and I don't know how this works. Can you aggregate? Can you move Joe and Wiggins now that they've signed for something? And I'm like, I don't know. I think there's a point where it's like too much.
yeah,
And I think they're at the point. They're like, why? I get it, man. Like, go all in. Let's sign whoever we can to win it all.
hmm
But dude, they're really freaking good right now.
yeah, and there's no guarantee that just going and signing a random vet is going to like put you over the top. Like
Yeah.
you just don't know.
And look what happened. So Gordon Hayward comes in. the team immediately is like, we got to give this guy minutes. We have to give him a shot and an opportunity.
Mhm.
Takes away minutes from guys who are proving that they could have those minutes all year. And then we end up getting frustrated that Gordon Hayward is playing all those minutes and not
Mhm.
producing.
Mhm.
And it's not, it wasn't good for the team. It wasn't good at the end of that whole thing.
Yeah.
So this just might not be the team that you add vets to right now.
And here's the bet. It could be outdated immediately, but this is from NBC Philadelphia. Is the top remaining free agents.
Mhm.
Okay. So you've got Malik Beasley,
Nah. Doesn't defend.
Patrick Beverly,
Nah.
No,
Sadiq Bey,
no.
He's going to miss all of next year.
Miles Sostopich, Miles Bridges,
Nope.
No.
DeMar DeRozan,
Nope.
No.
Spencer Dinwiddie,
No.
Markelle Fultz.
Fultz is interesting.
Yeah, that one is interesting.
But-
Still a small guard,
but it's
just
also-
another guard.
But it's also not going to move the needle.
No,
Yeah.
Haywood Highsmith,
No.
Tyus Jones,
No.
and then
I
Luke
like Tyus.
Luke
but
Kennard, Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Isaac Okoro,
Caleb Martin is a good player.
Dario Saric.
Some of these are restricted guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like nobody on that list moves the needle for the Thunder. You know,
So the only other thing you could do is you could trade for somebody.
yeah, but they're already on the team, and we're talking about it's just they'll make a trade. Presti almost always makes a trade. You know, like that's going to happen. But as of now, I think you just rather see what you got. You like those?
How long have you had those?
That's a Kobe duck.
Ever.
I mean, since I was in high school.
I've never noticed that.
It's a
They've been
Colby,
sitting
Colby
behind
O'Brien.
you.
We're talking about, for those that are not on YouTube, I have Shaq and Kobe rubber ducks.
They're actual. I thought maybe they were like wood or something.
Yeah.
They're rubber ducks.
No, those
They're
are just
actual rubber ducks.
rubber
Yeah.
ducks. Yeah.
You make them kiss?
Prize
That's what you're doing.
prize possessions.
Yeah. Well, they
for me.
They have podcast top billing.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
moving
they
some
do.
stuff around, and they definitely.
Yeah, I saw the
Andrew's got a lot of
the
Easter
Shaq
eggs.
the Shaq
You
Pepsis.
move the Pepsi.
Gone.
I moved the Pepsis. Yeah, I moved in favor of Shaq rubber ducky. They do have beaks, by the way.
They
They do.
Well, the ducks.
Kobe's has a mustache on his beak.
Also
They
the
both do.
the coffee
Oh,
cup.
they both
They
do.
both do, yeah. Hey guys, how about our next Twitter question? It comes from @George Stoya, who wants to know 4th of July food or Thanksgiving food.
4th of July food.
What is 4th of July food? Burgers,
It's just like
dogs?
burgers,
hot
you could-
dogs.
barbecue could be a part of. We had
Yeah.
barbecue
That'd
sandwiches.
be
You
cute.
We had queso.
could do
You can
queso.
do anything.
Cool. So I don't know. Thanksgiving's
Wow,
really good.
thanks. I'm gonna go Thanksgiving food. You're not
I
eating
don't like
no
turkey.
no one's
No,
eating
Luke said that on
July
4th of
July 4th food leftovers and looking forward to that.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
You wouldn't go reheat a burger?
Yeah, but no one's like
Definitely
no,
would.
but it's not like a thing. With Thanksgiving leftovers, it's like
Right.
everyone's like,
Yeah,
did you
only
go to a
because it's-
cookout
only
and
because it's forced upon us?
did you go to a cookout and take leftovers home?
I did, yes. I brought ham salad home. What's ham salad? It's chopped up ham, cheese, mayo, onions, salt, and pepper. You put it on a King's Hawaiian roll.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You
pretty
kinda-
good.
You kind of redeemed it a little
Okay,
bit. but
well,
just the word
I'm
ham
going
salad.
Thanksgiving. I'm
I
going
agree.
Thanksgiving food.
I agree.
I'm going Thanksgiving food.
4th of July.
It's a great holiday.
Pretty awesome holiday.
It's a
A
great-
I had 2 hot dogs. I'm not.
couple glizzies.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Jay. Don't act like you don't know.
I didn't see it yesterday, but apparently
You're
at the-
freaking hogging down some glizzies. boy.
apparently down at the there was a Twitter question from this morning that was like how many glizzies you guzzling or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Can I ask you a
there was
question?
somebody
since-
at the hold on at the hot dog eating contest yesterday morning who apparently just was profusely
Yeah.
vomiting.
It was. I think it was in the lemonade chugging
Oh,
competition.
okay.
He
Oh.
vomited a lot.
Oh,
So gross.
you can see how that would trigger vomit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Do you guys have like kind of like older children that are maybe using slang like glizzies? Are they saying the skibbity toilet thing? Are they
Nope.
talking about skibbity toilet?
No, I've heard that, but it's only like on like YouTube or like Instagram or
Are they
whatever.
talking about Riz?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time.
What else do they? Okay, I'm just interested because I hear skibbity toilet. I'm like,
We
I-
don't.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Do your kids say no cap?
Oh yeah.
Or
Yep.
say,
Dude,
"You're
that's cap.
That's cap."
That's cap. That's cap. Bro.
Are they saying it like in an argument? Like, hey,
Oh,
go
yeah.
clean your room. That's cap, Dad.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Dad,
no.
that's cap.
cap is
Daddy.
lie. Cap is
It's
a
a
lie.
lie. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, really?
yeah. It's like,
Oh, it's like it's your bedtime. That's cap. It's not my bedtime. That's cap.
yeah.
I mean,
They don't say it like
No.
that.
You've got Skibbity Ohio Riz right now, Dad.
They do say that's cap.
Murph.
It's like, that's a foul. You fouled me. No, that's cap, bro. No, that's cap. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, I have a question. Are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
Hey, I'm Tayshawn. This is my miffed and peeved. Last Friday, so to make some side cash to buy this guy's wife some Taylor Swift tickets, I teach pottery classes. And on last Friday evening, it's usually like a date night, right? And
Yeah.
so this couple comes in, they're in their 60s, and they are celebrating their anniversary. And the guy comes in and he had a stroke some years back. He's okay now, but one thing that it left him with is he has zero filter. And I guess that's a real thing that can happen to your brain, is like that part of your brain that can filter out what's
Oh,
appropriate,
no.
what's not, is just gone. Okay. So he is telling me insane stories. It is wild from the get-go. Anything he thinks of, he says it. He's telling me very inappropriate jokes about his wife. I'm glad no one else is in this class with them. I can deal with it, whatever. So we're getting through the class. He makes a joke about doing the ghost scene, right?
It's just the three of you.
Just the three of us. So he makes a joke about doing the ghost scene. I laugh it off as I always do. It's so funny. Never heard that before. Blah, blah, blah.
But
Let's get
you
back-
hear it every time you're
Almost
ever
every
in a
time.
pottery class.
almost every time.
Every time. Yeah.
What's
So
the
then
ghost scene?
in Ghost, the movie, Patrick Swayze is a ghost. He's guiding Demi Moore's hands. It's very intimate and sensual.
Is there pottery involved?
Yes,
They're doing-
He's guiding
had
Demi
on the
Moore's
wheel,
hands,
like
doing
while they're
pottery,
making the pottery.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he's standing behind her. Right. So an hour later.
I know. I've seen Ghost. Fine.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the oldest of the pod.
Anyway, an hour later, he goes, "Okay, so can we do the ghost thing now?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's really." serious." And so I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, you guys can do it. And he's like, so he goes to set up a camera. He tells me, to find the music that's in the scene. So I'm playing the music.
What is
in the
it?
scene. It's like I can't remember right now, but we found it, and I'm playing it right. So it's playing next to his phone, and then he says, "Okay, can you give us like a minute?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Can you step out for 5 minutes?"
In my mind, it's like it's not Inya, but it's like that song that's
it's-
like
Right. It's Unchained Melody.
Yes.
what is that song?
Yes, that one.
No,
That song?
no. You remember when that was a genre that was
Yeah.
relatively popular?
Oh yeah.
Or what about that song? It's like Sa moi. They're making they're making that to the
Yeah.
I like kind of Inya,
Yeah.
kind of Inya songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but
that.
this isn't that.
It's not that.
Just to
Right.
be clear.
Okay, I don't know what song it is.
Just to be
You
clear.
do 100%.
Oh, my love,
My darling.
Okay.
Hunger
It's not. Yeah, not what we're not. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But go on.
You know that song.
So I'm playing that. He says, "Can you leave?" Basically, he's like, "Can you leave the room?" I'm like, I guess. So
You
I'm
should have
not
been
gonna-
like $100 extra,
"Don't worry,
and I'll leave the room.
don't worry."
Okay.
He's in the middle of earning a tip right now.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
So
good.
I don't leave the building.
100% tip.
I don't leave the building.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Jay? Keep going. Please keep going. Please keep going. Please keep telling the story.
What do you mean? Anyway, so I go into the bathroom and I leave the door cracked because I'm feeling awkward about this. And then I can hear them from the bathroom kissing. I can tell he's like kissing her neck and stuff. And they start making out. I can hear them making out. And in the bathroom, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, do I just burst out and be like, no, this has to stop? Do I wait until I can hear that maybe it's going a step too far? It's weird, man. It is so weird. So then they slow it down. Thank God they didn't take the next step. And then he turns off the music. So I'm like, okay, I'll go out. This was maybe a minute and a half. It wasn't that long, but it was too long.
It probably felt like eternity.
It was way too long.
There's no way that could have felt like, I thought they were going a lot longer.
So I go back out.
in the bathroom, pants up on the toilet, just like, oh my God.
100%. I'm like,
Please.
what am I going to do?
Like, oh no.
So I go back out there. He's like, thank you very much. That meant a lot to us. And I was like, okay. They still had 30 minutes left in the class. So it was like super awkward.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the class,
Oh, no.
at the end of the class, he's like, well, thank you very much. And he gives me a pretty generous tip. So I'm like, oh, okay. I do have started to question, like, how far would I have let it go and for what amount? So anyway, that was my miffed and peeved from last week.
Oh my word. That is great. Okay. I don't know how to transition this. We'll have more podcasts for you next week. I'll be at Summer League next week. So
yeah, I was about to say, when are you leaving?
we won't have a FriPod. I leave next week.
Yeah, but you like just anytime?
Just anytime. Just who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? So we'll have more shows for you next week, but we will have a show from Vegas somehow. I don't know what I'm going to do, but just look out for it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys again
So loud
on
sometimes.
Monday.
Which, from a person that's loud, that means something.